Ever scrolled through a dating app, hoping to find the one? For Sarah Jansen, a 29-year-old marketing consultant, that hope turned into a nightmare. Late one night, scrolling through an endless sea of faces, she saw him, Eli Lavin. His profile screamed success. CEO of a diamond company, a global traveler with a smile that promised adventure. The caption read, "Looking for someone to share the view." Sarah swiped right. A moment later, a notification. "It's a match." His first message came almost instantly. "I don't usually use this app, but your smile made me stay. Coffee tomorrow?" It was fast, almost too fast, but his charm was disarming. "Life's short," he typed. "Meet me at the Grand Oslo at noon. My jet leaves in the evening." His jet? Sarah's heart fluttered. This felt like the start of a movie. The next day, in a lobby that smelled of wealth, there he was. He looked even better in person. Patek Philippe watch, a designer suit and an accent she couldn't quite place. Over lunch, he painted a picture of his life. A diamond empire inherited from his father, high-stakes deals in Zurich and Moscow, and dangerous enemies who wanted to see him fall. He was magnetic, occasionally showing a flash of vulnerability that made him seem all the more real. Then he dropped the bombshell. "Come with me to Bulgaria tonight. Just for the weekend. My security team will handle everything." Sarah had known him for only 6 hours. But who says no to a fairy tale? That night she stepped onto his private jet, leaving her ordinary life far below. The next few weeks were a whirlwind romance. He was everything she had ever dreamed of. Constant romantic messages, surprise flights to lavish destinations, and bouquets of roses delivered to her office. He called her his future wife, and she believed him. They were in love. Then one day the fairy tale began to crack. A message from Eli. "My enemies are closing in. They're tracking my accounts. I need to use your card for a few days, just until security clears." Her stomach lurched, but she remembered the stories of his enemies, his bodyguards, the black SUV that trailed them. It all seemed so plausible. So she said yes. Soon the requests became more urgent. He sent a photo of his bodyguard, supposedly attacked and bleeding in the street. His voice on the phone was desperate. "Baby, I'm in danger. You're the only one I trust." So Sarah took out loans. She increased her credit limits. Each time he swore he would pay her back as soon as his accounts were unlocked. He'd disappear for a few days, then resurface with that same irresistible charm, and the cycle would continue. Weeks bled into months. Sarah was drowning in a sea of debt, her life consumed by his constant drama and broken promises. The man she loved was always just out of reach, always in some kind of trouble. The dream had become a constant state of anxiety. The illusion finally shattered when she saw a photo online. It was Eli, his arm wrapped around another woman. They were standing in front of the same private jet, and he was wearing that same world-promising smile. The caption read, "Can't believe I met the love of my life, my diamond prince." The room spun. It was a lie. It was all a lie. Shaking, Sarah contacted the woman in the photo, Nina. As they talked, a horrifying reality came into focus. Nina's story was identical to hers. The same romantic lines, the same stories of powerful enemies, even the same photo of the fake bloodied bodyguard. They weren't rivals for his love. They were victims of his scam. And they soon discovered they weren't the only ones. Fueled by a sense of betrayal and a need for justice, the women connected through social media. A horrifying pattern emerged. Eli Lavin, the supposed diamond heir, was a sophisticated con artist, funding his lavish lifestyle by seducing women and convincing them to lend him money. Sarah, Nina, and a growing group of other women decided to fight back. They contacted journalists, pooling their evidence, flight records, thousands of WhatsApp messages, fake invoices, and voice notes. The story, The Tinder Heir, Inside a Billionaire's Web of Lies, went viral overnight. Faced with public exposure, Eli Lavin vanished. Interpol issued an international alert, but Eli was a ghost, always one step ahead, using new names and forged passports to find new victims in new countries. It seemed he might never be caught. Until another woman he had conned, Alina, discovered his next move. Using information he had carelessly shared, she figured out his next flight and called the police. He was arrested at Athens International Airport. Still smiling, still dressed head to toe in designer clothes. The world watched as the full extent of his deception was revealed. The fake companies, the stolen funds, and the devastating trail of heartbreak he left in his wake. Months later, Sarah was sitting in a quiet Oslo cafe when a message lit up her phone. It was from Eli. "I'm free now. You can't keep a diamond in a cage. Take care, my princess." A chill ran down her spine. He had served only a few months for his crimes. He was out there, free to play his game again. But something had changed. In Tel Aviv, Eli stood on the balcony of a rented penthouse, smirking at the news articles that still bore his face. He expected silence, a clean slate. Instead, his phone exploded. It was them. The women. They had built a digital army. A network dedicated to exposing him. Dozens of texts, notifications, and social media tags flooded his screen. They were sharing screenshots, voice notes, and evidence with every new woman he tried to match with. His name, his face, his lies, all laid bare for the world to see before he could even say hello. His empire, built on charm and deceit, was collapsing one repost at a time. For the first time, the billionaire prince felt small. Down on the street below, a delivery driver looked up, held up a phone displaying his face, and gave a knowing, triumphant smile. Eli stepped back from the balcony, his reflection fractured in the mirrors around him. He whispered his old line, "It's all just business, darling." But the words felt hollow. The mirrors no longer showed a prince, but the fraud underneath. Justice didn't come from a courtroom sentence. It came from the collective voice of those who refused to be silenced. Sarah closed her laptop, feeling the weight finally lift. The Diamond Prince had been outsmarted, and his kingdom of glass was shattered for good. Thank you so much for watching. This story is a powerful reminder to always be careful and to trust your instincts. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. Stay safe out there.